I know you want to earn more money. I know you want to live a higher quality of life, and you will. And in this video today, what I'm going to share with you is how you can actually go from selling, right, limited to your own capacity, to building something even bigger than yourself, bigger than your capacity and your hustle and your effort, which is going to actually give even more back in return to you. And if you're my audience, you're a real estate agent, you're a real estate team leader, a broker owner, an entrepreneur of a service-based sales organization, we all are on the ascent journey. You're tuning in for content like this because you're searching, you want to grow, you want to become more. My job here in this content that I share with you is to expand your awareness, expand the way you see yourself so that you can, in fact, create more. And instead of driving down a single lane, we're going to expand this highway so that the path becomes even bigger for you. And what you're going to see is you can actually do it with less effort because you're going to grow and expand how you see yourself. You're going to grow and expand your capacity. And I want to relate it to you, us real estate and entrepreneurial folks, in a way that really lands for you. So let's talk about it, right? The first part is selling. And sales is the foundational skill. I mean, we all sell at some level. Obviously, real estate salespeople, your job is to convey your value in a way that the consumer chooses you when it's time for them to buy, sell, or rent real estate. Of course, none of us is selling houses kind of like on a point of purchase. Nobody wakes up and says, I want to buy a house. What people do is they go through life events and they have trusted resources, trusted advisors in their life, like you. And when it's time for them to do something, they choose you because you've done your job of persuading them that you're the best option. And that's really what selling is your ability to persuade someone that your product or your service is the best option for them at the time that they need it, right? And there's some elements to sales. Let's just dig into it. You've got to have the mindset of a salesperson, right? You're a hunter. Every single day, you're looking for that next customer to add value to their life, to solve their problem, knowing that you're the best option. The skills you got to have, right, is your ability to present well, right? Your ability to overcome objections and help educate your consumer on why you're the best choice when they do present those obstacles. Every objection is simply a lack of education. And if you're good at overcoming those objections, it means you're a good educator. And you've got to then follow up sales process, right? You got to understand, okay, lead generation, lead follow-up, lead conversion, right? That's the deal. And then you got to bake it into a schedule every day where you show up and you do what your schedule tells you. And that way, you know, you're going to get the outcomes, the results that you're looking for. But of course, you're just one person as a salesperson, and we all only have 24 hours in a day, and there's only so much you can do. And so what happens is you realize, hey, I've reached my ceiling, I've reached my capacity or my lid on what I can produce on my own. Now it's time to build. And so as a real estate agent, transitioning to a real estate team lead, if that's the goal, you start building team and system and process and brand and marketing around you, and that's called leverage. And leverage is critical, right? That's when you start getting more out of what you're putting into it. And we go from a single lane track, now we got a double lane track, right? Where you're not carrying the weight of everything. You've got good people supporting you, right? If you're an agent building a team, first you get an assistant to help you with your administrative stuff. Then you get marketing support. Then you get field leverage, right? Then you start developing some SOPs and you start becoming a recognized brand, very different than being an individual agent. Now, I have been coaching real estate agents for 2 decades, nearly thousands of agents across the country I've been coaching. I run my own brokerage, hundreds of leaders. And what I see is that when we start to build, right, it's a new skill set because now we got to think more strategically. We've got to think more in terms of, all right, how do I find the right person? How do I develop them in a way that gets me the results that I'm looking for? How do I give clear instruction and get people bought into what we're trying to do and give them proper incentive, right? You're building, but you're also building yourself. You know, now it's not just, hey, I'm in the hustle of showing houses today. Hey, I'm in the hustle of listing houses today. Very important. Nothing wrong with that. But if, as a builder, what you're going to start doing is focusing on the highest leverage activities for you because you have other people helping you with all the things that you used to do when you were selling. Okay, so now we're selling plus building. The lane got bigger. You're able to put more in, you got to develop more skill, but now you're getting more out of it, right? And then it's leading, right? Now we're going to a 3-lane highway, selling, building, and leading. And here's the key distinction. Leaders influence people to their vision and their purpose. Okay. Now what happens is you start attracting other people in a way where they want to follow you, where they want to get on your train, right? They want to get on your program because your vision and your purpose is attractive. It's big, it's expansive, and other people now get to build their thing inside of your thing. You may not want to build a big organization. You may not want to lead a lot of people. I'm not talking about it has to be lots of people. I'm talking about leverage and scale beyond your own individual capacity. And these are skill sets that can be developed. This is a mindset that you need to consider because it's an expansive mindset. And then in my case, as a leader, right, we've got over 100 agents in the organization. We've got the most dialed in leadership team. Each member of my leadership team has their own unique skill and strength and capacity that is very much fit to their job that they're here to do, because it's about adding value to our agents' lives, to our community's lives. That's called leadership. Now, you got to lead yourself first. I mean, that's the critical thing here. Lead yourself first. Then you're probably leading a family. You're leading in a community. And if you want to grow something and you're my audience here feeling like, I know I have more in me. One of my top agents here inside the organization came to me last week for a coaching session. She's like, I'm hungry. I feel like I have so much more now available to me. And guess what? She went from selling individual agent, reached her capacity, now has team and leverage. And she's like, I feel like I can go bigger now. Right. And that's because her identity is shifting. She's seeing herself differently. And of course, her business keeps growing every single year. And by the way, she took several vacations last year. She's got people doing all the things now that she doesn't need to do so that she could spend more time with her family because they're bought into her vision. They're bought into her purpose because it's shared. And she's making greater impact. And so the highway got wider, which means more flow back to her. And so if this resonates for you, I want you to consider where you're at on that journey, right? Are you selling to your fullest capacity, right? And that again is mindset. It's having a schedule that predicts your success in advance. And it's the skills and disciplines of lead generation, lead follow-up, and lead conversion. And then beyond that, once you've reached your personal capacity, is it time to build through leverage? And then are you driven in a way where you want to influence and impact people so that they follow you, so that it becomes greater than, the money or the quality of life, and it starts becoming more about the impact and the influence and maybe even a legacy, leaving a legacy in this one and only life. All right, I know you got this. Let's go.